Alright, hello fellow card fighters, this is Blaster Bez, and right now I'm looking at something that's only on the Japanese website for Cardfight Vanguard, and it's a staff suggestion list. Basically, they gave you, for all of the releases recently, as you can see, these are the Tactical Genius sets from Murakumo, Medical Colony, as well as Great Nature. Then we also have some older ones for Blessing the Divas that recently came out, as well as set 7. A lot of them are here. Probably a lot of players haven't seen this at all if you haven't tried browsing through the Japanese site. It's easier to use Google Chrome if you want the translations, if you want to see and get at least understanding why they try to do it. I don't think they give a heavy summary, but they give you a straight out deck list sheet. They even go far back as, if anything, I think they go back to the last bit of, let's see, Legion support. Yeah, last bit of Legion support where you have, of course, the Yusha Legion as well as the King of Knights Legion. A lot of the last bit of Legion support. So that's pretty good. They give you at least a guideline deck that if you wanted to make that deck, you have a guideline for it, and then afterwards, if you wanted to put in any little upgrades and adjustments, you could do that yourself. So let's look over at some of the recent ones that they did for the Tactical Genius set. Is here, as you can see, is the Big Bellies um, deck suggestion list where they want you to try to use the new stand trigger Watering Elephant, which has the ability on Generation Break when a unit comes successful in your field, you just put it into Soul and it will protect the rear guard that's going to be retired at the end turn. So it won't retire at the end turn. You get to keep it on board if you need to, as well as the new Little Belly crit trigger here. I mean, not Little Belly, but Pondberry. So they also, of course, suggest using like the duck bills that have this new reprint, which is pretty cool. And if you're not using any of the damage and flips and perfect guard, you also have here Tri-Ruler Cat, which isn't pretty bad at all, which is a searchable crit trigger, which is fine in my opinion. As well as Yuri Belly, you also have Glass Field Otter, and of course one of the best Great Nature units in the generation sets, Crayon Tiger, if you want that multi-little stand and attack ability when you need to and get the draw. It's just a good guideline it gives you for most of the decks. You also have one for Aurora Star Coral here because I decided to also pull up one for the Blessing of Diva set. It's a pretty decent guideline when you want to make the decks and how it shows. Even one for Brave, which I actually tested this one out and it actually works pretty well. And that's just scares me considering I don't like the mechanics still. No, nonetheless, I mean it works apparently well enough. Is it like tier? I doubt, but it at least better than most Brave decks I've probably seen recently, if anything. But it's good that the staff at least gives you a guideline. I think they should at least have this carry over to TCG. I don't think they have it on the TCG website actually. Uh, I know I also tried using this on OBS, which I use as my basic recorder. I tried using it for the Japanese website on Google Chrome. That it didn't work, so I had to switch off of that and put it on monitor. So I'm gonna switch right back to the English site. I don't think they do it at all because it would be under deck recipes, I believe. And no, they don't give you it. Just like I said, I think they should carry it over because that's a good thing for players to want to see you. I don't know why they wouldn't include it on the English website, but I say if you want some new deck recipes, you want to try to check out on decks that you've been trying to complete and stuff you want to, feel free to jump over to the Japanese website. If you have Google Chrome, it'll make it easier so you could translate on certain text if you need to. Like if you need to know the exact name of the unit, you might not get the exact name of the unit. Of course, it'll be different in TCG, but you always can use phone apps like Card. If I remember, the one I use is called Cardfight Database. You at least can look up the card and you should be able to get the exact name. as well just look it up straight on the basic Cardfight Vanguard wiki. So until next time, this is Blaster and Bez signing out.